been there before.
What y'all know about growing up in Brick City and shit pretty? Hit a lick, celebrate just to keep busy. Kids dying, mama's crying, the devil's busy. Talk shit, get shot and end up missing.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Kane.
Joel, aka Young Cupid.
And today we'll be discussing the dilemma of a couple and whether or not they should move in before they get married, or maybe not.
Facts, yo. It definitely causes a lot of problems. Cause I feel like, you don't really know somebody until you live with them. You feel me?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, I guess you know them to a certain extent. It's just like how they live, because there's two different ways of how people live, and when it comes together,
yeah, like if your girl or your guy is dirty, and like you're clean, like that's just gonna piss you off. But like, I don't know. I think it's more than just being clean. It's like certain things, like, oh, he left the milk out or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that really shouldn't really be pissing you off, because you'd be like, yo, I paid for that milk, you know? Like.
Now, if you do some shit like that, you're definitely a dickhead. But obviously, you gotta understand, shit happens. Like, I feel like the most important part is someone living together. You gotta communicate, and just don't be an ass about it. Unless if it keeps happening, just gotta let them know, like, what's up? Like, why the fuck keep forgetting the damn milk?
There's definitely a difference. Like, some people be like, oh, but I'm over his house every day. But that's not the same thing. Like, when you're sharing something, a lot of people, that's when like people start to begin to get selfish.
Yeah.
And like, that's when money, like a big thing is money. Like, I think that's a huge problem with the number one cause of divorce is money. Cause like, people, if you're mad about the way he or she is spending money, and like how they're not, like, I don't know, there's a lot that like allocates to that. Like, you feel me?
Yeah, I guess I could definitely see that being a potential and some shit going down. Just, I guess you gotta figure out a balance. There's always gotta be some way of like determining how you should budget and shit like that. Like,
communication.
Like I said, communication. You got to figure out beforehand, or at least during the process of how you're gonna handle everything, since you're gonna be operating together. Because you're buying groceries together now, clothes. I mean, I don't know if you have a kid, you gotta learn how to budget with getting the kids' needs.
Do you think when
shit.
people have a kid, do you think they should move? Like, say like two people that have a kid, right, but they're still living at their parents. Do you think that they should move out? Like, have their own place now because they have a child? It
depends, I guess. If you can maintain a healthy lifestyle for the kid, like if they're all right being in one place and another place, then I guess you can live like that for now. But obviously, if the kid can't handle that, or maybe you two can't handle that because you're driving back and forth and shit, then if you're financially stable and you feel like you're ready to make that move, then it's all about doing what's best for you and the child in that situation.
Yeah, I feel like there's no right way to do it, because I feel like that's an issue. Like, so many people are like, oh, alright, no kids before marriage, but that doesn't happen. Like, that literally doesn't happen at all anymore. You know what I mean? Like, people have kids way before they get married, but I feel like you shouldn't get married because of a kid. And I feel like, I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I feel like a kid should not be the reason that two people are still married, because growing up in a toxic relationship like that, if you're a kid exposed to that, that's you're messing up the kid more than each other.
Exactly. You're better off just at least having some distance, maybe, because like you say, the kid's gonna see negative things and it negatively affect the kid, and then he could be going through some depressed shit or something like that. I don't know. It could lead down a bad path, and if you could avoid that potentially, obviously, why not?
Yeah, you wouldn't even know because you're focused on you and your partner.
Exactly.
Bitching about everything. I don't know. I feel like people really do need to move in though before I feel like if possible before having a kid, before marriage, all that, because you also have to think alright, say I make, for example, $50,000 a year, right? And my girl makes $100,000. Are we gonna get in a apartment or house that is based off her income or mine? Because obviously, if she's making $100,000, she can live a wealthier lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But do you think that it should be the total income's $150,000?
Yeah. Do
you think that we should base it more off of hers, but she'll be paying more, or mine, and we'll keep it even?
Well, I guess I feel like it depends, because let's say you cover the whole entire rent, and that's, let's say, a big portion of what the fuck you gotta pay. For her, then if you're doing the entire rent, with her money, she could do the groceries, she could do the clothes, she could make up for the rest of the shit that you can't cover, you feel me? It depends how you want to operate the situation. If you want to split everything 50-50, that's up to y'all. If y'all want to, handle one portion of the tasks that need to be handled, then you also can do that too.
But do you think, do you think that we should live a lifestyle based off her income,
Yeah.
my income, or what we could do together? Because some people are cool with their partners making less, but they're doing, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, for example, I say my dream is to be a teacher, right?
Yeah.
And her dream is to be a doctor. No matter what, she's gonna be making a lot more money. You know, teachers, I think they get capped off at a certain time, like
Mhm.
a certain point. So, like, do you think that we should live a lifestyle based on her income, or based on like, you know, what makes it so we can both be even? That's what I'm saying. Because if say we live in like for example, a mansion,
Yeah.
she's gonna be doing most of the work with money. You know, she's gonna be
Yeah.
paying more. Like, do you think that it should be like that?
That's
Because
interesting.
some girls are cool with that, you know, or some even guys, they're, you know, they're like some people aren't all about money, but money, it makes people like different, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Like, some people really don't care, like, you know, yeah, you're working, you're doing what you gotta do. I'm working, I want to live this lifestyle, so that's where we're gonna live, even if you make less. Like, you know, they're like, I got it.
Yeah, I know. Like with my grandparents, like my grandfather pretty much handles everything with the money. He pays for most of all the shit.
Yeah. And what she does, like stuff around the house.
I guess, like, I know she worked too. I think she was a nurse or something. So I know she has some money. It's just, I'm not quite sure. I never really discussed with my parents how they handle their money situation.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure exactly how to handle this one, per se. But, I mean, for me, I would see why not. Just work together. I feel like,
Do you think that a woman should work though? Like, some people say someone's like, say you're a millionaire. Like,
yeah.
would you want your girl to work still?
I mean, if I'm a millionaire, I'll be chilling with it. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this because, like, growing up, my mom, like, if she's listening, Mom, this is for you. You know, I love you, but like, she busted her ass. Like, I've seen it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Like, works overnight just to make so she could like spend time with me or my brother.
Mhm.
So like, I don't think I'd be cool with my girl just chilling. Like, you know what I mean? Just because I
Yeah.
grew up around, like, everyone in my family hustles because they didn't go to school or something. Like, you know, their jobs they're not the best jobs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I always says it depends on the situation, like on the person.
Like, I'm not saying they have to work. I don't know, bro. Just that, from me coming from like how I grew up, I don't think I'd be really cool. Some girls are like, oh, I want like, I just want to work around the house. Like, what? To me, that's not cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they want to like, this isn't to start an argument or anything. Like what I'm about to say, it might. But like, women will scream. Like a lot of women will scream, oh, I want equal rights. But they'll be like, oh, I want to stay at home. Like how? That's not equal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like women have fought just to like so they can work. You know?
Mhm.
So like, you know, I don't know. That's me personally. I wouldn't be cool with someone just like if I say it was my suggestion, it'd be a little different. Like, you know, hey, I make a lot of money. You know, just like you don't have to work full time. But if she's like, oh, that's if like one of the first things she says, oh, I don't want to work. Like fuck that. Like get out of here. You know what I mean? That's just me.
Yeah. Cause it's basically like she be mooshing off you and shit like
Yeah,
that.
that's, I'm just not cool with that. Like to do so, you know, be productive. Like you're not just about to be a slouch and like, you know,
Nah, I hear you.
that's how I feel. But some people are different. They're like, you know, the man, like that's what is it called, machismo? It's something like that where the guy does like the breadwinner. But
Yeah.
it's not like that, no, bro. It's like 2018. Like I think everyone should be working.
Nah, of course. I know if like, for example, if maybe my girlfriend, hypothetically speaking, was a millionaire. Like for me, I know I can't just sit around and I do
Yeah,
shit.
bro.
For me,
I feel I would definitely feel demasculated, but like I wouldn't even if I didn't have that like emotion, I don't think I'd be able to sit around. Like, you know.
yeah, like I just need to do something with my life. I
Yeah.
can't just be unproductive, or if that's even a word.
Yeah,
I
like,
can't
I feel
just
like
be
it's a
not
pride
productive.
thing. I feel like it's a pride, at least for us guys. Like some girls too. Like a lot of girls, especially now, they're like, nah, I'm gonna make my own money. But like there is still girls out there who they don't want to work, but they want the same respect. Like I can't respect a girl who doesn't want like. No, obviously no one wants to work, but I don't respect a girl who's looking for someone just so they don't have to work. You know, that's just to me. That's like
Nah,
get out of here, yo.
That's just some pretty.
And that's when you that's when you realize. That's another thing. Like when you move in, you're gonna realize. Like some girls are like, you know, you have to work more so I can stay home. You know.
Like, I don't know. Hearing that shit, you sound like a dickhead.
Yeah.
If you came up to me and said that shit, it's like, fuck's good with you?
Like I'm not even saying to start arguing. I just feel like people don't think about it. Like, you know.
Nah, I know.
Like money is I don't want to say it's the root of all evil because it depends who it is.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like if you're exposed to money, it's gonna change you. It's either gonna make you selfish or giving. You know. Like a lot of artists now, like they're either like a lot of even artists, famous people, they either give back or they just keep.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I think that they're like sponsors always make them give out so that they don't look like bitches, you know. But like, I don't know.
I don't think about that. I just let them make their choices. I worry about my shit. They worry about theirs.
But no, I definitely like. I think moving in, it's more than money too. It's like, how are you gonna divide everything? Like not even money. Like how are you gonna like some people want to live a certain way, not even like lifestyle, but they like things their own way. You know what I mean? Like you like your bed a certain way, you like your room a certain way. You know what I mean? And it's little shit like that from being together, like 15 hours of the day, we'll say, like, you know, because of work or to sleep or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna see a lot from somebody. You know, you're gonna see how they live, how they act, and it changes. You know.
Of course. I would assume when people live together, they adapt to the situation.
Yeah.
I mean, I would hope you would.
You have to definitely be open-minded when you move. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You can't be like, oh, it's going to be like this. Like, you're not going to get your way. 100%.
You're just going to make the shit toxic. You just got to find common ground with each other. That's really the key.
Definitely. Do you think that, like, who do you think should be like, oh, do you think that a guy should make that move? Like, oh, should we move in? Or you think that's like, because most of the time, I feel like a lot of time it's guys like, you know, I think we should move in together. But do you think it should be more like a, I don't know, like it's always going to be mutual, but like, yeah. I feel like a lot of people out of nowhere, they're like, oh, do you want, like, we should live together, and then people are get hesitant because it's out of nowhere. I feel like you should know when you're going to move in together, like, without even having to say it, you know? I feel like there comes a time in every relationship where you're just like, yeah, this is the time. Like, you both are, like, on the same page without even having to say it.
Got you. I guess it depends on the situation, really. I mean, if you, like, let's say you finish college and shit, you ready, you got your jobs up in order and shit, it'd be, that's the perfect time to move, because, you know, you better get your official job and shit like that. You get the money to finally move. I mean, maybe if you're ready to get a kid or some shit, I don't know.
But do you think that people should live on their own first before moving in, if they have that chance with somebody?
I guess it's up to them,
because,
really.
like, my girl, right now, she always tells me, like, you know, she will obviously want to move in together, but she wants to live on our own first to make sure that we can handle our own before moving in.
But for me, it was just, like, enjoy a little bit of freedom for now, because once you live together, like,
yeah, you're with
you don't have your freedom no more because you're always with someone.
I feel
at
like
that
I'm
point.
always with that one. But I feel you on that, definitely. I just feel like living on your own is also different. Like, you're gonna realize you're on your own. You're not gonna have someone to, like.
I think that kind of is a good idea because you work on what you have to work on by yourself because you're just strictly relying on yourself.
Yeah.
So when you're together, I feel like you might even work better together because you're both independent.
Yeah.
Since you operate by yourselves together, if you could work together, that's even fucking better. You feel me?
Yeah. Nah, I definitely think that's it. I feel like so many people rush this. Like, there's this I can't even think of the word. There's like the social norm, I guess you would call it, like, where people have made these steps, like, and it just became what we should live by, but, like, I don't know. I
mean, there's not one way to live by, bro. Like, there's not a fucking rule.
So I feel like so many people try to go by these certain steps because that's how it's just, like, we have advertised it to be like, all right, after high school, go to college or whatever, get a job, move in together, have a kid, or move in together, get married, have a kid, and it just doesn't work like that. Like, you gotta take your own steps. Like, so many people are trying to live by other, like, society's, like, norms. That's what they're trying to live by, their rules, you know?
Yeah, fuck that.
You can't do that, especially for, that's actually, like, marriage can really break people, you know?
Yeah.
Because you think you love somebody, then you move in, then you're like, damn, I don't, you know?
Yeah, because that's the first time in your life you're really committing fully to something. Yeah. I mean, I guess other than, like, your job or some shit. But it's a person. It's not a fucking job. It's a person you're getting committed with. So it's a different story. Like, it's not... yeah. I hear you. It's a whole new step. Some people can handle it. Some people can't, I guess.
No, that's facts.
It's just... I feel like beforehand you kind of should have a clue. But I guess people get too caught up in the hype that they don't think clearly. They just kind of go with it.
It seems like a good idea, like, on paper. But it's not always a step that you should be making personally. You just have to go. I feel like everyone has to go at their own pace.
I guess it's kind of like having kids in that sense because you can never really be ready for kids.
Yeah,
it just happens.
People, I do think that before having a kid, if you have the chance, you know, obviously accidents happen and stuff like that, and not everyone's for abortion or against. You know what I mean? People they have kids.
Yeah.
But if possible, I definitely feel like you should know you're in a sturdy financial position.
Yeah.
You know, even if your relationship breaks, no kid should grow up having to, like, even if they don't see it, like. Kids, they pay attention to things, you know? Like, even if you don't realize it, like...
Yeah, kids, they're fucking kids. They pay attention to everything.
Yeah,
they just suck up knowledge and shit.
No kid should have to go through worrying about, like, their next meal or, you know? I feel like kids should never be... I mean, I know it happens all the time, but I don't think they should be exposed to, like, money issues at such a young age. Because that's gonna... It's gonna mess them up mentally, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's fucking unhealthy, yo.
Yeah, like, the whole life they're gonna be, like... so I don't want to say stingy. They're just gonna try to live such a cheap life. They're gonna like force themselves to live a cheap lifestyle because they're so worried about money that they're like, all right, I don't know if I'm ever gonna have it again.
Yeah.
So.
That's their environment they trapped
Yeah.
in. That's all they know really in that sense.
Yeah, I just feel like at least if you can't make your relationship decent, you should make sure that you have money aside for the kid. Like, you know, you have to cut your expenses to, you have to like worry about what matters. Like some people, like I've seen so many like little kids that are hooked up with mad clothes and stuff like that. But you see that the car that the family's driving, you're like, you're spending money on the wrong things. Like if your car looks like that, can you imagine what the place you live in looks like? You know.
Yeah.
So many people are focused on materialistic things. Like, you can't do that if you have a kid and you don't have the money for it. You can't be doing that. In my opinion.
Nah, of course you don't. You gotta provide the best for them. At least what you could do. Like, that's kind of the
kids
key.
Kids are taught to be materialistic. You're not born like, oh fuck, I want Gucci. I want Versace. You're not born like that.
Yeah, it's by the people they're surrounded with and fucking social media and shit.
But yeah, bro. I don't know. I think marriage and moving in is definitely important.
Of course, you just gotta make your plan. Try to like discuss the details beforehand.
You definitely have to know each other's goals too.
Yeah, of course.
You have to make sure they have. I feel like no one should be stagnant. Like, even if in a relationship, you always be trying to move forward. Like, all right, like even if it's a bad relationship, like all right, this year we went out of state. Next year, let's go out of country to vacation. You know, like you should always be trying to do something better. Like, as a family, at least, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have. Everyone has to have goals, whether it's independent for yourself or like your family. You definitely have to have goals no matter what.
Yeah, I feel like if you don't have goals in life, it's kind of like, the fuck you living for? You're just here to...
You also have to be with someone who makes you have goals, yo. Like, if you're with someone who wants you to stay how you are, bro, like, you're lost. You're losing. You took the biggest L. Like, your partner should always be trying to make you better. Like, even if they come off as a dick, like, you should know that they're doing it for the betterment of you. You know what I mean? Like, if your partner's cool with you just, like, holding the block down or something like that, like, they're not for you. You know?
Yeah.
I think everyone should try to be better.
At the end of the day, as long as it's healthy, I feel like that's just the most important thing. Because, I mean, someone could make something better for you, or they want better for you, but if they be a dickhead about it,
yeah,
it's just going to fuck you up and make you worse. It's all how about you handle the situation.
Facts, bro.
Because, shit, you don't want someone yelling at you like, the fuck you ain't doing this for, the fuck you ain't doing that for, because that's like, nigga, I don't want to fucking do it no more. Like, back the fuck off me. But if you're doing it a healthy way, you both, get the goal you want. And then,
you definitely have to communicate. That's really
that's the most important part of anything in life. That should be in your top 5 important things: communication. Because
if you're not speaking, then they're not listening.
That's how humans are social creatures. So if we don't be social, we get fucked up mentally. That's just how shit works. Whether or not you realize it, that's just simply what the fuck the truth is.
And that was Straight to the Point podcast, episode 3.
Yeah, 3.
Making big moves. I hope you guys are tuning in, bro. It's only getting better. Visuals coming soon. And that's it. Young Cupid is out.
Yeah, bro. Your boy Kane's out. We'll catch you next time.
Straight to the